Condemnation of rent control is almost unanimous among economists. In a survey of the American Economic Association, 93% of the economists agreed that a rent ceiling reduces the quality and quantity of available rentals. The number of total rental units in Cambridge and Brookline, Massachusetts fell by 8% and 12% after those cities imposed strict rent controls. In Berkeley and Santa Monica, California, the total supply of rentals dropped 14% and 8%. San Francisco dropped by 15% in available rental units after rent control was implemented. The loss of available rental housing went either for sale to owner-occupants or condominium conversion. Inner cities experienced gentrification when rent control policies are implemented. Older houses are demolished and new houses are built, and the history and character of a city is lost. When San Francisco started rent control, they had a similar policy to the one that's in front of you today. They started with a 7% increase plus CMI. And then since then, it has decreased to 1.6%. With the growing costs of our property tax, insurance, and maintenance, the incentive to add rentals will decrease. Maintenance has been a major issue for the decay of rentals and maintenance has been a major issue and the decay of rentals will be the effect. Landlords are less likely to improve rentals if they do not have the income to do so. San Francisco also had a clause to exempt newer construction and incentivize the construction of rental housing, but it did not work, and the supply has not increased. Why would developers invest in a state if the legislature is prone to tighten restrictions? And we've heard that already once now from the good honorable representative for Southeast and Northeast Portland, and by some of the tenant advocacy groups that said that this does not go far enough. This policy could be the first of its kind and implemented statewide This policy could be the first of its kind to be implemented statewide. In committee, we asked if any other rural area had such policy, and the answer was no. And we asked if there was data if there was data to show what would happen in a rural area if this was implemented, and the answer was no. Why would we impose this onto the people if we don't know the outcome? The unintended consequences are tenant displacement and loss of supply, and this could be drastic and harm our rural areas and small towns that we represent. We have a supply shortage. 156,000 units are needed to build to meet demand. Simply put, it's supply and demand. If we increase the supply to meet the demand, rent prices will come down due to competition. We need to encourage development. This bill will not encourage development, it will cause less. In my job outside of the Capitol, I work in the housing industry, and I've been getting calls and emails from clients and real estate professionals, and they are fed up, and they want to get rid of their rentals. I urge a no vote. Send this bill back, and let's come up with a better plan.